Seattle Desi TV viewers. This is Gautami Gopalakrishnan. I am delighted to introduce our special guest, Dr. Purnima Voria, the National U.S. Indian Chamber of Commerce. Mrs. Voria also appointed by the U.S. Secretary of Commerce as a national advisor to the minority business development and policy making for 7.8 million minority business in the US. And Dr. Purnima Voria also be strengthening Indo-US international ties and enriched our community through diverse culture exchanges, trades and investment. Also, Mrs. Purnima Voria, as an international recognized speaker, and also served as opening speaker for the 2008 Commonwealth Games in Gold Coast, Australia on trade and investment. She has been found featured on BBC World News London as a commentator on climate change and the role of various nation states on the issues. She also participated in the Voice of American TV and radio thought-provoking discussions enlightened global women's empowerment. Furthermore, she was featured on India Today and Leading Magazine and spoke on the importance of non-resident Indian role in the contribution to the rise of India as an economic superpower, as well as the Times of India and Abroad, the Denver Post, and the Denver Business Journal, and the Colorado Today television shows. Mrs. Voria travels frequently between US and India, promoting business and consulting for cooperation and industry trade associations. She also been traveled globally to China, Israel, New Zealand, and other countries as a keynote speaker for global CEO business conferences, along with the French Prime Minister Dominique de Villepin as a keynote speaker. Dr. Voria also invited to be the speaker of United Nations South Korea Business Summit with 15,000 attendees, along with Neil Bush on doing business with India and the World Economic Forums in Davos. So, audience, who is Dr. Purnima Voria? How did she came to US? And what's her journey to be like? So I would like to ask Ms. Purnima Voria about her journey.
Namaste and thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It's a distinct pleasure and a privilege to be on your television, the one and only in this Northwest region. Thank you for inviting me. Who is Purnima? Purnima is just one ordinary person who has a journey that went through many turbulences, but eventually landed as a founder and CEO of the National US India Chamber of Commerce. I came to this country in 1977 through marriage with a green card and stayed on, had three beautiful daughters, Pooja, Anjali and Raki, and they are the gems on my crown of motherhood that I wear on my head. So they are apple of my eye. I have two great grandchildren as well, Arya and Arin, and a wonderful journey being a first generation immigrant coming to this country through marriage and then living in various parts of this beautiful country where you fulfill your dreams. And I was able to do that. My journey has been from home to the White House.
So now we know that how a housewife turned into a business field, and you had three daughters back in home. And like, what made you start? What made you come into the business world over here? It is so inspiring that from housewife to business world. Please let us know that how did you started this journey?
When I went to India for the first NRI conference, invited by the Vice President of India, who was my godfather, Shri Bhairav Singh Ji Shekhawat. He was the Vice President of India. And when I went to him, we were talking about US and India, and he mandated me to improve US-India relations as well as trade and investment, because he felt like that will help both the countries grow and the relationship would be stronger. Before, we had very good relationship with Russia, and we still do have today, but at the time US was never friendly with India in the true sense. They were friendly with Pakistan and many other countries, but India was not in the horizon, and probably because of Russia, that we were doing so much trade with Russia. So because of that, and also we were talking about nuclear deal. No one was talking about business with India at the time because everybody said there's a lot of corruption, there are so many challenges, there are so many things that are going on, and we shouldn't, you know, engage with India. In when he mandated me to start a chamber of commerce to promote this, I took it as a whenever in India we have a culture where when someone elder to you mandates you to do something, you don't ask questions, you don't say no, you just do what you're told. And that's exactly what I did. And business and politics was in my blood from my father, who was a very successful businessman, started with nothing and made millions. His name was Sri Mishri Lalji Nagar. So that's where I, thought that this is the best thing I could do for both the nations. One gave me birth, where I got my roots and the culture and all the upbringing, and the other one gave me what this country is all about. You fulfill your dreams when you come to United States. So this country made me who I am, and that's why it was a passion, it was love for both the nations, and it was just something that I wanted to do. And so it was easy for me because, first of all, I got the mandate, and second of all, this was something I loved to do. So in 2004, we had a lot of job losses. Y2K happened, and people were saying, bad India, taking our jobs away, outsourcing, and stuff like that. Whenever someone says something about India which is not so nice, I take it upon myself. It's my duty to set things straight. So basically, in Denver Post, where I was in Colorado, there was a half-page article saying, bad India, taking our jobs away, outsourcing, and so forth. And I was only seeing opportunity where the business community was fearing India. So I started talking to the leaders, which means senators, congressmen, mayors of various cities. And I also started talking to the business community, CEOs of companies, all kind of things. And every one of them said, this is a need-based organization. How can we help you achieve what you want to do for our nation? So I said, come on my board of advisors, that will give instant credibility to a brand new chamber. And they all said yes. So I have all those 47 people that I spoke to, they became part of the board of advisors. So chairman was Ambassador Sam Zakin, who gave me full support, and he was the former US ambassador to Bahrain. The second co-chair was Senator Mark Udall of Colorado, who had been to India. He had dipped in River Ganges. He has climbed on Mount Everest 4 times. And so I told him, Mark, you are more holier than I am. I have not dipped in River Ganges yet. So it was a really, really very interesting thing. I had not pre-planned this. It just happened because when there is a need, there is always something emerges out of the need. We see so many unicorns, we see so many businesses. All happens with a need and one good idea. And I guess I had that idea because I felt like if I know the number 2 man in the country and don't do this, when will I do something worthwhile for both the nations' growth? So that's what led me to start the National US India Chamber of Commerce. Lo and behold, and I'll be very honest, I knew nothing about running a chamber. I had been a stay-at-home mom, raising my daughters to the best of my ability, taking care of my husband, and so that was my life. But when I started doing this, within the first 2 months, I did my first $1 million deal with a Colorado company, Melcosorer. They were manufacturers of textiles, and I took them to India, connecting them with the right partner, did the due diligence, and told them about the taxation, the rules and regulations, and how to do business with India. And fortunately, the person I connected with to this company was the #1 textile company of India. So the two right partners sat together in 5 minutes, no lawyers, no contracts. All the Bombay company wrote, which is now called Mumbai, we will buy 100 machines from Melcosorer. LC will be issued next week. And he signed it, and the gentleman from Melcosorer signed it. Handshake business is how we used to do business long time ago, and that's what I learned from my father. You trust people, and you do business with India. With trust and relationship, you can do a lot with India, but that develops over time. The second thing I did was there was a company named Quark who has a Quark City in Chandigarh, and their computers were stuck, costing them millions of dollars. So when they said, Purnima, we need your help, can you help us? So I called India, and I know what was going on, knowing the system there, and I said that, is my phone call enough, or should I have the VP office call you? They said, no, 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 please don't call VP office. We'll find out what's going on, and then they are going to take care of it. Within 4 hours, I got a call, and I was told that, Purnima ji, please go to sleep. All your computers are on its way to Chandigarh. So the Quark City in Chandigarh were very happy with me. So they said that anything to do with India, go to the woman in the sari. Sometimes they didn't call me Purnima, they called me Purina Cat Shop. And that bothered me. So I taught them how to say my name right, and I taught them my name means night of full moon. And so people started learning, and I said, get used to the dot on the head, because a woman in a sari, that is my business attire. If you don't do business with the woman in the sari, you'll be sorry. So, so it became a trademark. So nobody used my name, but they said anything to do with India, the woman in the saris, and that was me. And that's how this journey started. After that, there was health tourism was brand new at the time. There was a company called Incredible Heart. This gentleman went to India. In $20,000, he paid for his airfare. He got his surgery done. He lay on the table. First, he went to see the Taj Mahal. Then he lay on the table, and Naresh Trehan was the doctor who operated on him. And then he went to a 5-star hotel and recuperated for 2 weeks. Now, what happened was, the way he tells me is that 20,000 is, here it costs almost 100,000 for a surgery. But in 20% of that 100,000, you have to give copay. In the copay itself, he went to India, he saw the Taj Mahal, he got the surgery done. That led him to start a business of taking people to India for health tourism, for heart surgeries and knee surgeries. So look, your experience sometimes, good or bad, can lead to a business opportunity, and we are here to identify those. And you may say that, why Northwest region, why Washington? What made you come here? Well, we as a national US-India Chamber of Commerce, an international organization whose mission is to promote bilateral trade between United States and India through business relationships that often result in business deals. So that's who we were, and that's what we did. So just by identifying opportunities to just business community, they were able to engage with India, and we just don't have to handhold them. We showed them the way, and they took off, and this gentleman was very smart to get the surgery done. That's how the health tourism of India began. It was very, very brand new. So there was a business opportunity, he availed it, and he benefited from it. So these are some of the things. It does not require an Einstein brain to do business with India. India is on the rise. It's the most sought after country in the world today. The Prime Minister of all the Prime Ministers and Presidents of various countries go to India, sign an MOU with Prime Minister of India, the very able, very astute Narendra Bhai Modi. And each country is wanting to do business with India. And that is the reason why India is on the rise. India is globally recognized thanks to our current Prime Minister of India, who has given us such a recognition that nobody is talking about bribery in India, nobody is talking about other things. And I also tell people, what you call bribery in India has a very fancy name in the United States. We call it lobbying.
Yeah.
Same game, you should know how to play it.
Yes.
So basically, why the Northwest? I was coming here over and over for last 9 years or so. I never thought of chamber, but Prime Minister Modi's and his able leadership resulted into us having a Seattle Government of India entity, which is consulate office here in Seattle, and Mr. Prakash Gupta ji's able leadership, we have this consulate, and we have been very blessed with that. That once the consulate came here, there was still no, business that we were talking about. Mainly, it was focusing on visas and getting people to know India. And when I came here, when people saw my card, they said, "Oh my God, India Chamber, we need one here." I didn't know that in 50 years of the history of Northwest region, there has been no dedicated Chamber of Commerce that filled the gap for the business community. By that I mean the Boeings of the world, Amazon, Starbucks, what have you. Plus the Indian community, there are so many able Indians who have made names for themselves. I can give names right, Sunny Singh, Raj Shah. There are so many stalwarts in Indian community, but very hidden and don't come out. We have been taught humility in India. I wanted to bring those rare gems out and bring them to the mainstream community so that people can benefit from their wisdom, people can benefit from this partnership. So we want the Indian community and US community to come together through business after hours, through events that we'll create together. And we were fortunate that the mayor of Bellevue, Lynn Robinson, invited us in Bellevue to start our launch our chamber there. And fortunately, city manager Nathan McCormick said, gave all the guidance that I needed to get to know this area. And on top of that, we were so blessed of having Joe Fain, who is the president of Bellevue Chamber of Commerce, who partnered with us, gave us a home in Bellevue Chamber, and full support. And we just had a press release by 425 Business of the Bellevue, and we just did the press release to work together as formal partners so that Bellevue Chamber members can be benefited with our knowledge and promote the business between the two nations. This helps the membership of any chamber. When you can make businesses succeed, the chambers succeed. And that is what we are here for. We are here to give service. We are here to do feasibility studies. We are here to handhold, take you to India through trade missions, governor-led trade mission to India, mayors of the cities getting excited about promoting their businesses. We have so many ports, Port of Everett, Port of Seattle, you name it, we have it. We get the containers coming from India, but they are going back empty. So now we have apples from Washington going to India. We want those containers to be filled from both the sides. And I think that is how business happens. There is a need, and somebody fulfills that need. We are here to educate, to hold hands, and give the service that is required for the businesses that need any advice, any education. We are here to serve the community, the business community, as well as with the cultures and art and upbringing of the beautiful country of India that we were fortunate enough to have. I want to share the culture of India. I want to share the good practices, the World Yoga Day, as Modi ji created. We want to create the World Rakhi Day. RAKHI stands for Raising Awareness and Knowledge Through Humanitarian Initiative, which is going to be an e-commerce platform, which is going to promote the artisans of India and also all the people here that are making products. Non-profits can profit from it. So these are some of the Rakhis would be made by the autistic kids. So there is a philanthropy side. Always business has to give to the community. Boeing wants to give 20% of the business to MBDA, which is minority businesses of US, which is 8 million minority businesses. At the same time, they want to partner with MSMEs of India. So how beautifully the small and medium-sized enterprises, which are the backbone of any country, they are going to benefit from this. So all the major corporations can be helping the small, medium, and large corporations because they don't have a dedicated international department like Boeing does. They have an office in India. They have a dedicated office of Boeing in India. IBM has that, Microsoft has that, but who takes care of the little guys? Our Chamber of Commerce will do so. We are going to be the voice for them. and we are going to promote the businesses to go to India and have a good experience. Small, medium sized, large corporations do not have the bandwidth or the money to spend on doing it 5 times. They have to do it in one time. And if they come to us, they'll be doing it in one time because we'll do the due diligence for them. I hope that makes it a little bit clear why Northwest region. Opportunities are abound in Northwest region. You go to any area, whether it's minerals or whether it's defense and aerospace, satellite companies, you name it, India needs it. We are getting into the manufacturing of our own planes at some point, and so there are so many opportunities that we need to avail, even in agriculture, agri-tech, you name it, and Northwest is filled with a lot of things. Wyoming, for example, every coal minister of India goes to Wyoming. Why? We need coal in India. So if we, I don't know why in last 50 years nobody thought about it, but these opportunities need to be availed. Our region is going to benefit. Economic development will happen. Job creation will happen in the Northwest region because of this. I want to see a lot of Indian community run for elections. And I think if we go in the political arena, we can do the policy changes. We can work on growth of these businesses. We can bring the opportunities that people can avail by talking to Washington. Thousands and billions of dollars are given to MBDA to support the businesses here. So I think we will do a service to this community. This chamber is not for me because I have a national US India Chamber of Commerce through which I promote trade in all the 50 states of United States. I can do business here without opening a chamber, but I wanted to leave a legacy for this region so that someone will carry on this work for the next 50 years and benefit the businesses and the economic development of this region. And I think we need the governor's support, we need the senator's support, we need the congressmen, we need the mayors, we need everyone to join hand with us and help us create the awareness, let people know about the opportunities, and we want them to be our voice so that we can go further with what we are doing. So this is for the community, business community, as well as the US community and Indian community. This is for everyone. This is everybody's chamber. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Purnima ji. As I can see that you got all the things from your genes, from your father, and being a woman and coming all the way from India to US, being a homemaker, and then you raised your daughter and you were taking care of your husband, and now you are taking care of the 50 states of United America. Like, we are so blessed to have you. So you set your trademark. A woman in a sari with a bindi has got all the 50 states of America and is into the business. And we are so blessed. Right now you are in Bellevue, and we will get all the privilege. Like, being a woman, I should learn from you. So thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. And I believe he said that I wish you the very best to your TV. You are the only TV that is serving the Indian community, and I think Indian community is very blessed to have you. I wish you all the best, and I would also like to announce at this moment a very beautiful partnership that we will have with the Seattle Desi TV. May God bless you. May God bless your endeavors here, and I will at least, uh, say that we are honored to have you as our chamber's official partner for business segments of your TV. And I promise you I'll come every month and I'll talk about opportunities abound and benefit the business community, to support you and to guide the businesses. So we will have a program once a month, and people can probably at some point join and ask questions, and I'll be able to answer your questions. And thank you for that. Thank you for partnering with a brand new chamber, the Northwest US India Chamber of Commerce. Namaste, and God bless you.
Thank you. As you can see, today I had Purnima ji, and she is opening a business chamber over here in Bellevue. As she said, you name it, we'll give you. So, yeah, we are super excited to see your business chamber over here. And thank you, Shivi, with Seattle Desi TV team. Thank you.